Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Spy Game one-shot here on Q Times. I'm Eric, and I'm here with the Streampunks. Hi, everybody. How are y'all doing? I'm going to turn on a filler light. So this game has been talked about a little bit, hinted at. The fact that Spy Game was kickstarted maybe about a year. It's been a while, I guess, but, you know, the way things are moving these days in the world. Spy Game was just released. So I am very, very proud to be featured in the book. I am a contributing writer on the book. I came up with one of the agencies that we will be playing tonight for this one shot. I do have to say that the one shot is a two-parter. So this is part one of two of these two shots, these two episodes that we're doing. And the agency that you will be able to find that I created in the book is called Streetworks, and we'll get into a little bit more detail, but we're not going to jump too much into commentary tonight. Instead, tonight's game is going to be played to demonstrate how the game feels, how it runs, and how much fun it is to play. This is actually straight from the quick start that you can find on drivethrurpg.com right now, and it is free. Spy Game itself is available on DriveThruRPG as well, and I highly recommend it. Black Cats Gaming is a wonderful game company. Our dear friend Sam over there is the one that set us up with bringing us on the project and bringing me into the project. Sam, of course, is also one of the people that works over at Modifius. That's where we met Sam when we started up Shield Tomorrow ages ago. So I'm a big fan of Black Cats Gaming, and I highly recommend you guys go check out their website and stuff. It's really cool, and we're really excited to run. This is our first sponsored game for the Streampunks. So really exciting. Yeah, what? So before we jump into tonight's game, let's go ahead and start with Aki. And we're going to go around and just talk a little bit about who we're playing. So that way we don't have to spend too much time on oh my God, what's the word? Not deposition.
Description?
Exposition.
And we can jump straight into the narrative. It's not a good thing when your GM is like, I don't know how to word. Sorry, guys. So let's go ahead and start with you, Aki.
Hi, everyone. I'm Aki, and today I'm playing Daph, who is a ranger with an academic background.
All right. Aki is Daph, and Bonnie is...
Hi everyone, I'm playing Machete. I'm the residential hacker around here. Could hack through anything. That's why they call me Machete, get it? Because I can hack through anything. And I'm never dull. Something like that. I'm probably the youngest one on the team, but give me gum, give me a Red Bull, I'll be good to go.
All right. Ravity.
Hey everyone, I'm playing Gray, the medic of the team's medical and biological expert. Really happy to be here. I have some lollipops hidden in my pocket if you need them. As a former pediatrician, I always have some on me.
I'll need some of those, thanks.
I got you.
All right, Sam.
Hey, I'm Patch. I'm the technician of the group, and I am here for the gadgets. Machete over there is on software. This guy right here, I'm your hardware, and most importantly, I am, in every sense of the word, your wheelman.
And with that, it's 8:30 local time in Tokyo, Japan. The four of you are at Tokyo International Airport. Specifically, you're in one of the parking lots of Tokyo International Airport, where both Daph, Gray, and Machete are converging on a sedan that is parked in the parking lot with your transporter right next to it. So this is literally, if you can imagine, if this was a scene in a film, think of like a drone shot, an aerial shot of everyone merging together towards the sedan, kind of simultaneously. Flights having been booked, everyone having been arrived, grabbing your luggage, getting through security, out into the area, your GPS telling you exactly which sedan you're looking for and who to meet up. Now, of course, all of you know each other. You've been on missions before. Every now and then, Streetworks has it kind of interchangeable where you work with different people. But what has been discovered is the more you work with the same people and over, the more you learn how to anticipate what each other will say and what each other will do. And the cohesion of that team effort turns you into a lethal unit of efficiency. And this will be your 4th mission together. The 4 of you have started to accumulate quite an impressive record of success, specifically for up-and-coming agents of Streetworks. As a result of that, you are being sent into a mission that has had almost no briefing. You are aware that the mission is taking place at a casino in Tokyo. Now, it's worth noting that gambling in Japan is quite new. This is not something that has happened, that has been gone on for a long time. It is heavily regulated, and it's taking place as a new law has passed in Tokyo that allows it. So all you know is that whatever your mission has something to do with that. You also know that you are to receive a recorded mission briefing, or sorry, not a recorded, but a streamed mission briefing from the head of the agency himself, Donald Klein, once you are all situated in your vehicle. Why don't we go around and have everyone describe themselves? First of all, we're going to start with your transporter, your driver, who is being played by Sam Delev. Patch, what do you look like as everyone approaches you?
Yeah. Patch is a wheeler using a gadget that in this book, I do not kid, is Phoenix. It's just the rules. I didn't make the rules.
I did.
Eric made the rules. So yeah, they're a wheeler. They're wearing some flannels. They have dark burgundy hair of an unnatural color, undercut and slicked back. They do not know about the motor oil stain on their left arm, and they will notice it in about 2 minutes.
All right. Ravity, tell us what Gray looks like.
So Gray is currently wearing a bright yellow cardigan, similar to the one that I am currently wearing. Her entire outfit has this air of like, I'm being professional, but also I can have fun. So she does have the little ice cream earrings, and but under her gray cardigan, she does have a collared shirt, as well as she's wearing like dark gray pants as well. I think that she does look kind of like a kindergartner teacher, and so or even maybe like a more modern housewife. Her Hulu ads would be specifically targeted to salads and yogurt, I would say. So that's kind of what Gray is wearing right now, and she does have a smile on her face. She's trying to kind of just like silently check in on everyone and make sure that they're doing great, because she considers herself the she kind of has self-assigned herself team spirit. So wants to make sure everyone's spirits are up after the long plane flights.
Okay. Bonnie?
So as Ravity is the epiphany of like professional and fun, I am the exact opposite of like just pure comfort. Looks probably the least professional out of everyone here. Still in pajama pants from the long flight and boots. Probably like a hoodie maybe around my waist with like a t-shirt. Smacking gum, holding an energy drink. Probably did not sleep on the flight. Ready for this mission. Just feels like, it's been a little long since we've done some like real espionage and all that other big words.
Espionage.
That's what I said, I think. Look, I haven't slept on the plane, okay? But and also probably close to Gray, hoping that she packed her lollipops with her as well.
Oh yeah, even without just as like Gray like feels you move closer, she just pulls one out and hands one over to you without even looking at you.
Just as an Easter egg, we'll say it's one of those cream soda flavored ones.
What time is it?
One of those dumb
8:30.
What time is it in game? You said 8:30 p.m.
Yeah, 8:30 a.m.
8:30 a.m. Don't ruin your breakfast. That lollipop to you.
Aki, introduce us to Daff.
Yeah, so Daff stands at about 5'7", 5'8", is probably wearing an outfit not too unlike mine, a button-up, like kind of romper sort of number, and a short buzz. They have vitiligo and a short pug-like nose, very full lips, and light brown eyes. They look kind of standoffish and sort of just kind of giving everybody sort of a look over. Even though we've worked together a few times, they tend to err on the quiet side of things. They speak if they have something to say, kind of a person.
Mm-hmm.
They're wearing like boots that come up to like their ankle and have like a bit like a heel about that high on them. They're very, very sharp dresser, but belying the sharply dressed nature of them, like they have a camo fabric duffel that's just like hiked over one's shoulder that probably has all of their real gear in it.
Okay. The four of you converge. It's a sleepy, cold Tokyo morning with the sun touching the clouds as you're hearing the roars of passenger planes coming and going out of the area and voices on the comms that you can hear. Of course, the sounds of the airport nearby. And of course, early morning downtown traffic has already started to accumulate. The sounds of the city waking up and a very busy day starting. It is currently Friday morning. So, you all approach each other. Sam, since it's kind of your baby, would you like to describe the sedan? It's a 4-door car, but if you want to describe it.
Oh no.
Its color, what the rims look like, it's up to you. This was given to you by the agency. You actually arrived slightly early to acquire the vehicle. The vehicle has been purchased, and you also know that the vehicle is currently not, we'll just say it's got a mask. It's registered, it's a legal car, but it's not actually traceable to who owns it.
How much time have we had, like before I get into an aesthetic, how much time have we had it for custom work, or is this purely stock at this phase?
No, I'm willing to talk about custom work if you want to go creative with this, yeah.
I mean, look, the stats are what they are, but like...
It's got to be a disposable car.
If I got a crack at aesthetic...
Uh-huh. Yeah. Hey, if you wanted to personalize it a little bit, but just keep in mind, much like Bond's cars, no matter how classy and cool they are, they tend to be disposable.
Look, Patch loves every single one of the gadgets and vehicles that enter and exit into their life. It's like, you know, our pets don't live forever, but we cherish them.
Right.
Like, the fact that this car won't be here forever does not mean that it is not loved. Patch loves Wheels, and Wheels deserve to be loved because Wheels are fast. So, when these fools let me talk to our connects over here for this vehicle to coordinate, turns out, did you know how many different things on a car can be rainbow? You can rainbow anodize rims.
So not subtle.
I mean,
not generic.
It's an oil slick over black to keep it reasonable, but yes,
smart.
It is.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah. Horrible
Smart.
eyes. We're in our
Smart.
giant.
It's not screaming at you, but if you look at it, you'll notice.
Yep. And likewise with the interiors, it's there's a little bit of very, very low saturation dye to this gray leather that it just sequences through colors over gradient.
Okay.
Because you can. And because, gosh, there are some really great people working on cars here.
Letting you play the driver was the right move. Because, yeah, okay. Without much of a word, and except for, of course, questions about lollipops, you all mount into the vehicle. Getting into the car, you can see built into the centerpiece is, of course, where a normal like GPS screen window would be. as you all get in, you see it immediately begin connecting. You see a network link established, and you see coming up on screen is Papa Bear. Donald Klein, as you all know, is a former CIA agent, old school, was part of the whole Cold War effort back in the late 80s and into the 90s. He looks very... The best description I can give of him is he looks very much like Charles Dutton. He is a 65-year-old African-American male. He dresses like he's still going to the office every day in Langley, Virginia, even though that is 30 plus years behind him. And he has that thick graying short hair across that handsome head of his. He kind of straightens his glasses a little bit when he sees you come on. He was in like mid sip of a cup of coffee when he sees you all and says, All right. You all get in all right?
We're all waiting for you, okay?
All right, let me give you the update of what you're doing there. I'm sending you something that the Japanese Security Intelligence Agency sent us. Indigo, our AI, played by one Jake. Indigo, if you could please bring online handout 2, Japanese Ministry of Defense. And if you could check the messaging board that I have posted, there is now a PDF available for all of you in the messaging board. This is as a reference. As this comes up, he begins to talk kind of over the image. Says, first of all, welcome to Tokyo. We've been informed by a whistleblower from the University of Tokyo that David Andro, I think that's how you pronounce the name. It's been a while. My French is a bit rusty. Patch, how do you pronounce that? Andreou. Andro?
I think it's Andro, like Boudreaux, Thibodeau, it's French.
Yeah,
Andrew? Anyway, Dr. David Andrew is a seismologist with Earthquake Research Institute. Worked at the university and is providing a private contact with the Institute's research. We've identified Andrew and have a file on him here. I'm going to send over some of the information that we have available on him. You'll be receiving it momentarily. Keep in mind, this is not to be seen by any other eyes as standard. Indigo, if you could, bring up H1, Dr. David Andrew.
Well, he looks like a nice man.
Well, the only information we have on his contact is the code name of the person that Andrew is meeting is Jin. Jijin. We believe that they are a threat and that they have information that is potentially dangerous. You must find and gather intel on Jin's identity, track their location, and if possible, secure the data. Now, as a quick reminder, Dr. David Andrew, being a seismologist, has some kind of data on him that we think is important. Am I making myself clear so far?
Absolutely. When these intercepted phone conversations between Dr. Andrew and Jin were obtained, were you able to discern whether or not their relationship seemed like amicable or they
well, we don't
at odds with each other?
We don't actually have any information on Jin. We don't know who they are. We don't have an identity of who they are. We believe that they're a threat. We have a whistleblower on the inside who has given the Japanese Defense Ministry an idea that this is a major operation that's taking place. Something dangerous is taking place. And they've contracted us to deal with the situation.
Do we have any idea of Andrew's last known location?
Well, I'm getting to that. Yeah. But essentially, this is what's happening. Your mission objectives, for what I'm about to tell you, is to find and gather intel on Jin's identity, track their location, and if possible, secure the data. Let me say that again. Gather intel on Jishin's identity. Track their location, and if possible, secure the data. The exchange that this data exchange is going to be happening at is taking place at the Grand Minato Hotel Casino. The agency doesn't want any trouble in Tokyo, so violence inside the casino itself is not sanctioned. Outside the casino building or in the streets is allowed if absolutely necessary, but the agency will frown on it and it will not lend aid if alarms are raised and the police are called. This is about infiltration and espionage, not run and gun battles in the streets. You'll see in the gadget packs that we provided for you, Rojas has cooked up some pretty nice toys for everybody. Of course, you have 3-night stay in the luxury hotel, so enjoy yourself. Rojas must have been in a good mood because she even included 1,000 yen worth of poker chips if you all want to play.
I'm very good with numbers, sir.
Well, have fun with that. Just don't get in trouble. But you've got 1,000 yen worth of chips, complimentary on the house. The 3-night stay is from Friday to Sunday, so tonight to Sunday. The exchange is taking place tomorrow evening, around 7 p.m., from what we've heard. So you've got time to case the place and set up how you want to do this. I will warn you, we don't know much more than that. We just have that information on our doctor. So observe and be ready.
Well, the good news about casinos, sir, is that there's cameras everywhere. If I can just hack into the system, easy peasy, we'd be able to follow him almost anywhere in there.
I leave it to you, Agent. I leave it to you. You will see that you have a surveillance case that we've provided for you. A leather briefcase that provides all the cover identities for everyone. Everyone gets a pair of binoculars, a contact microphone, civilian uniforms, a single GPS tracking device that you can use at your discretion. But my personal favorite, requisitioned equipment called the Babel earphone. Y'all familiar with it? Some new tech. I think you're going to like this. It immediately translates any language you're hearing into perfectly understandable language of your preference. And it'll allow you to reply by feeding you the language for you to mimic back at the person who's talking to you. You're going to sound awkward unless you can play it off, but you're all out of towners. You can play it. Except for maybe you, Daff. You may not even need that earpiece.
Yes, I speak Japanese. I'm also wondering, are you sure it's only 1,000 yen? Because that's only $10. I'm just saying.
Hitting the boss up for money, Daff?
Pretty sure it's 1,000 yen.
Wait,
All
you
right,
mean really $10 to play with?
Well,
I
but
can do
1,000
that.
yen. It's not $10. It's 1,000 yen.
between the 4 of us, we have $40.
All right. Well, y'all can debate over the cash exchange rates on your own time. You have 1,000 yen, and that's going to go farther than $10 in the casino.
You're
I mean, by the time Machete's done with it, I'm pretty sure it'll be much more than that.
See,
Doesn't
when you
matter
look
where
at,
we start, we're going to end up somewhere nice, aren't we?
if they have blackjack, all I can say is it's pretty much like reading code. It's all numbers, and you just got to know how to translate it around. Sorry if I'm talking with my pencil too much.
Sounds like we're done here.
We got this, PB. Don't worry.
Check back in with me, and remember, no violence in the casino. All right. Good hunting. Cuts off. As your GPS is already starting to navigate you all to the casino itself.
Machete's just looking out the window like a child at Christmas at all the lights of Tokyo. And
Yeah, it's Tokyo. It's downtown Tokyo.
What? Yep. What?
Yeah. I was just conferring. Yes, it's downtown Tokyo. It's beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Much, much better at actual jungles than urban ones, but show me a map and I guess I can figure a way around this place.
Good. I appreciate it. Everything feels mirrored to me right now, and
Yes, we're
I am uncomfortable.
Well, we're on the right side of the street, literally. So, yes, I can understand why you'd feel uncomfortable, Patch. But nobody here knows how to drive, from what I can remember of my 1 or 2 times being over here. Nobody. So,
I mean, but like, no, look, they just left me room to merge. Did you see that just now? This is ridiculous.
They
This is
did, but
unnatural.
be careful. Nobody here knows what a speed limit is.
Then we're gonna get along just fine, Daff. Just fine.
I have my face pressed to the window and be like, they have vending machines for everything.
They literally do.
They literally do. Some of them will make your Western mind explode when you see what they've got for vending machines. Also, one of the things you notice too, as somebody who's been around to some of the great metropolises of the world, Tokyo is remarkably clean compared to some of the other cities that you've been to. Orderly and clean.
I feel way underdressed.
Oh, trust me, nothing goes out of style here. Literally nothing. You'll be fine.
I kind of want to go to Tokyo now.
No, it's very much true. Out of character, nothing goes out of style.
Yeah, I believe it.
Challenge accepted.
So the Grand Minato Hotel. The Grand Minato Hotel itself is 16 stories. Your rooms are going to be located on the 7th floor. When you pull up to the hotel itself and everybody is getting out, of course, a valet comes over and offers to drive the car and park it for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
How do you feel about that?
Daff is just staring.
I mean,
the good news is this is not there's no gadgets on the car itself. This is a 4-door sedan.
right, but also, do they want to hang with hand controls? I don't know how they roll with that.
So Daff kind of edges over to Patch a little bit and goes, if there is any country where you can trust someone with your car, I promise you, this is it.
Didn't you just get done telling me they don't know how to drive?
They don't, but they're also not going to steal your car. And if they do scratch it, they will spend an hour apologizing on their hands and knees for it.
Oh, no.
All right, let's do it. Let's go. Come on.
Grabbing up your bags.
I don't look around. I don't look behind me. I don't look behind me. Don't look back. Don't look back. Don't watch them drive away.
You're gonna get a touch on your elbow and just like a, hey, I'm really proud of you from Gray. Just, she could tell that was difficult for you and she just wants you to know. I'm really proud of you for stepping out of your comfort zone like that.
Machete didn't watch any of it. She was already like in the lobby, just waiting for the others, just like hearing the lights, the casino sounds, everything. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome
you were
to Hotel
hearing
dopamine.
You were hearing it's very similar to Vegas, but again, when you enter the casino, the first thing you notice is how clean it is. It's very different in that regard. It also doesn't smash you in the face with cigar and cigarette smoke. The moment you enter into the casino itself, it's very much of a different world than you've seen before. It's worth noting that it was the early July 2018, the Japanese legislatures approved a bill allowing casinos in the country. And the Grand Minato Hotel represents what might happen should their integration become more commonplace. Within the act, the Japanese Diet approved a 4,000 yen entrance fee for citizens who are visiting, as well as restrictions on the number of visits per month. So most gamblers at the hotel casinos are tourists. So you do actually see a lot of out-of-town people moving through here, a majority of them coming from out of town.
I'm gonna like walk up a little bit closer to Gray and be like, I know we're on like a very specific mission and stuff, but this could really be like Ocean's 4. I have never hacked a slot machine before, but I bet you it's like stealing candy from a baby. Not that I want to steal candy from a baby. I know you used to actually like, treat babies. You know what? I'm just gonna.
No, you know what? It's okay. I don't treat babies anymore because babies are very boring, as it turns out. I think hacking slot machines are far more fun. Can you do the one with the cherries over there? I feel like I like the aesthetic of that one the most.
$10 are gonna go so far. I promise you. But I mean, not enough.
Not
to
$10. You raised it from your money.
I have no concept of money.
I do.
Here, do you want mine?
It's 1,000 yen. You're not exchanging currency in the hotel.
Like, obviously, we have better time and whatever, but I'm just letting you know, like, this could actually be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Like, as a side project.
Oh yeah, I think we're gonna have a blast. This is gonna be great. And also, we will find who we're looking for. But also, this is gonna be great. I'm really proud of your attitude right now. This is the kind of optimism we need here.
Great. Cool. Yeah.
The hotel lobby is very accommodating. As you all enter, you are on the record. You easily get the keys, your key cards to the hotel room, and are led to the elevators where you are taken upstairs. Your rooms are on the 7th floor. You're all staying in the same room. Very big, luxurious room. As each one of you enter the room and open up some of the briefcases that you have, first of all, the parting the curtains gives you a great, big, beautiful view of this area of Tokyo and seeing all the buildings and whatnot, and of course the towers and everything. It's quite magnificent. The one thing you notice is inside those briefcases, as part of the gadgetware, is that you have 6 sets of outfits. You have a civilian uniform, one worn by any professional that doesn't belong to an emergency service, such as a chef, a security guard uniforms, press jackets, service uniforms, and simple high visibility garments. So you are given what would be considered sort of like the hide in plain sight kind of accommodations.
Gray looks to both Patch and oh my God, Bonnie, your character name.
Machete.
Machete. Right? How could I forget? Like it blanked. Gray looks to both Machete and Patch and says, "I think we should do a sweep."
Good call. Yeah.
Okay. Here's the next handout I'm going to give y'all. This is the blueprints to the hotel. So Indigo, if you could please for us bring up H3 hotel blueprints for our agents that are watching the information unfold. So you are given a basic blueprint readout of the hotel itself.
I'm so sorry. I have one quick addendum. As they're all headed up to the room, can I have stayed down in the lobby for just a brief moment? We can come back to it later, but
Yeah,
I just, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you are all looking at so let's handle that first then. What are you doing down here as they all head up to the room?
I'm essentially heading over to like the tourist corner of the thing, like maybe the gift shop or whatever, and basically kind of approaching the desk and being like, so do you have like any decent maps of the city that I could get my hands on? Like best places to spend some time. Like I'm here with my partner and I want to make sure I show them a good time. You got anything that like comes to mind?
You're greeted with a smile, and in reply, you are handed what looks like a pamphlet that has like all the hot tourist spots. It looks like it's specifically geared towards American and British and mostly English-speaking tourists that come through Tokyo. And you're, of course, seeing a lot of the hot spots that a lot of tourists who come through Tokyo like to see, like a lot of the cultural sites that are really known well throughout here, the ancient cultural sites. You're also, of course, getting some of the more pop culture-y ones, like it's like scenes you would have seen in Godzilla, things that are like the little
robot restaurant.
Yes, exactly. Things like that. It's pretty like if anybody who was visiting LA would be like, can you take me on the Star Tour? And let me just go ahead and tell most of the people who would be watching this, just to give you a heads up, if you ever visit LA, those are all bullshit. Don't do them.
Don't go on
those. Bullshit. That being said, yeah, you get a pamphlet of like all of the touristy spots.
And do you have any like really good restaurant recommendations? And I think that Daff is down there for a couple, been just kind of strategically grilling the person at the desk for like, really nice restaurants. And maybe do you know like some of the more dense business districts, and like slipping in random things like that into the conversation.
Okay.
My partner is really interested in architecture, and I've heard that you've got that your business districts have some of the best buildings in the city, and I'd love to take them by, like that kind of stuff.
Sure. Yeah, we can say that you basically gather information on like scouting the area, essentially getting information on the basics of what's around the hotel itself to get a better sense of the skyline, where some of the points of interest are, and where some of the bigger buildings are, as it were.
And where we're going to eat dinner.
Most important part, obviously.
All right. So with that done, the blueprint of the hotel itself gives you a good look at what you're up against. This is a casino. So it is filled with bouncers. It is filled with CCTV cameras, key cards to access points. Of course, it has pit bosses, which are watching the tables. It has hospitality clerks, the whole bit. It does have security, of course. There's plenty of security around here. And you have an image of this French doctor who is a Tokyo resident right now, who's going to be here tomorrow at 7 p.m. You have the entire day. Now, we don't have to actually take this through the scene, and we can say that you guys spend a large part of the day just sort of casing the joint, as it were, and getting an idea of the layout. What's upstairs? What's downstairs? Where are the exits? What does the parking lot look like? How fast can somebody get out of here if they need to get out of here? Things like that.
I think Machete, if possible, would want to set up some kind of laptop in the corner and try and hack into the camera system. That way we have access to their security cameras, and that way we can keep an eye on things and watch, like when the guards or the bouncers change shifts and other things like that. We can just keep an eye on it.
As a casino, the security system is closed circuit, so you're going to have to find a place to plug in to hack into it. You can try to gain some, you can try to use the basic network that's in here, and like the hotel Wi-Fi and whatnot. But that's only going to get you so far. What you're probably going to need to do is physically get connected somewhere, which you can do because you're a bloody agent. So you can do that. But it's not going to be as simple as just logging into the Wi-Fi and hacking into the security system of the hotel itself. You could possibly gain administrative access and learn about the hotel employees and whatnot. There's certainly avenues and windows that you could use to get into that basic stuff. Security itself is going to be kept separate.
Security office, first floor, my friend.
Yup.
Yeah, if there was some way to gain access to the security room in some way to where we can at least I can maybe, I don't know, of course, I'm just thinking in spy terms of getting some kind of in there to where that gives me a direct access to their security system. Have a way to, what they're seeing on their security cameras is what I
Can we Karen our way into forcing a review of footage? Because the security office is right near the tables. We can get someone in if someone kicks up a big enough fuss that they demand to see footage, maybe.
Also, just to inform this conversation, keep in mind, Machete, that on page 13 of the Quick Start rules, you will see rules for hacking.
Thank you.
There is a delivery method in which you can connect to security systems and how you can get it done. And one of them is remote. The hacking tool isn't installed on an operating system, but instead communicates and interacts with it remotely via an internet connection, a local network connection, and it's installed on the hacker's own device. If you want to say that you have a little chip, if you can slap it on there, it might be able to interface with the computer system. If you can get in there, I would allow that.
Ooh, okay, so I got to get in there. That's the real problem.
And that'll allow you to interact with the security system. Oh, yes, Ravity, you look like you wanted to say something.
Yeah, actually, I have a plan too, and this actually might help with your security office entrance. I want to get an employee key card that allows them into the employee-only sections. So I think that for the first part of the day,
you're gonna try to swipe it.
Yeah, Gray is actually going to, for the first part of the day, I think Gray is actually going to try to do her best to do a layout of the routines of most of the employees here. Gather as much information on the people coming in and what kind of hours and shifts that they have. And then the second half of the day is spent towards trying to swipe an employee key card, whether that is literally just like bumping into someone at the opportune moment and swiping, or whether it's actually trying to get into the security office, as Patch so wonderfully suggested by Raising Hell.
In that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you roll. If you're casing the place and like learning like how people move and when the shifts switch, I'm actually going to call that an infiltration check. In which case, you are going to go ahead and make your infiltration check. You have a plus 5 to your infiltration check. So we're going to go ahead and, or would this be 1 sec?
Okay.
Hold that thought. Oh, it's actually espionage. Espionage is the skill. That's +1. Espionage is the skill of surveillance, logically applying evidence and gathering covert information, such as listening, interpreting audio, disseminating information.
Well, I can go with Gray because
Infiltrator. Actually, this could be infiltration, because infiltration is also evaluating a guard's patrol route.
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, yeah, let's go with infiltration. I think it could be either one. In this case, like you're basically trying to learn the patterns of what's going on here. This is not disseminating false information or interrogating a prisoner. Infiltration is literally like covert placement, insertion of agents in local organizations. Yeah, I'm going to say this is infiltration. So go ahead and make the roll, and the difficulty of this is 10. DC 10. So roll a D20, add +5, and tell me what you get.
What is that? That's 23.
Okay, you succeed. It takes you and your keen analytical mind all of 5 minutes to start finding out the patterns. You sit downstairs and enjoy yourself at one of these slot machines. And after about 30 minutes of observation, you get down a basic idea of where and when is a good time to try to sleight of hand one of these security cards out of somebody's pocket. Because most of these security guards keep what looks like their identification card visible. You spot 1 or 2 that are being a bit off the cuff and are sliding it into their suit pockets as they're walking around.
Copy that. So I think that the way that she wants to try and do it, if we're going to be at a slot machine, I think she's going to try and purposely jam the slot machine and then ask for some help with it. So
you're gonna try to jam a slot machine?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and jam the slot machine and then play stupid American.
Okay. In that case, that's probably going to be an infotech check.
Okay, great.
You're literally trying to, unless you're trying to outright destroy a slot machine, in which case that could cause problems. If you're trying to make it seem like one of these slot machines have jammed up, because these are not old school flip slot machines. These are the digital, like new aged, high tech, Japanese slot machines. This is top of the line, like really slick looking stuff. If you're trying to make it look like it's screwed up, can I suggest something?
Yes.
That might be something where your hacker can help you.
Okay, amazing.
I was just going to suggest, if I came with you and you were playing the slot machine, I'll just be walking around and, oh no, my shoe's untied, and I'm under behind your slot machine tying my shoe. Because obviously we've seen what angles the security cameras are getting, and as they're doing that, I'm gonna kind of slip a back panel of the slot machine and maybe like have my tablet with me and cause it to.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So
just cause an error.
Okay, this is going to be a sleight of hand check.
Ooh. Okay.
Difficulty is 10.
Okay.
DC 10.
17.
Okay. And you move away from the slot machine. Nobody saw that.
Amazing.
Timing it out, counting it down, you slide right underneath the slot machine, which is going to remotely connect you with your computer. And you head back up to your room, I take it? All right. So
now that my slot machine is effectively jammed, I'd like to find...
Not yet, it isn't.
Ooh.
Now we have to hack it.
Oh, right. Sorry. You're officially infiltrated. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was just to connect to the slot machine. Okay, so
I'm not a hacker.
No problem. All right, so this is hacking the operating system of this. First of all, these slot machines are not designed to resist. They're probably used to people these slot machines are not designed to resist somebody walking up, plugging a machine into it and hacking it, because they would never get that far. They're not ready for people who have the technology that you have to do what you're about to do. So if you look on your character sheet, it'll tell you how this is going to work. But essentially, the operating system to this slot machine is level 1. It has an AC of 11. So you've got your hacking tools. How would you like to do this?
So
what
I'm going to go up.
Would you like to do?
I'm going to go back up to the room, and I'm assuming that I am, like, we have communicators intercommunicating with Gray.
Yeah. You have some basic actions, just to give you a heads up. Those are on page 14, and that'll tell you what the hacking actions are, and that'll give you an idea of what you can do. It sounds to me like you want to attack the system and shut it down.
Yeah.
Disable it. Okay.
And yes, and in doing so, I would want it to hit a jackpot, but then have an error message so she could go full Karen.
Okay. I love that that's a thing.
I love that that's a descriptive word now. But no, because in all honesty, like, that happens where, like, a big jackpot hits, but then if an error hits, it's like, well, wait, I won, but now it's not giving me what I won.
Okay.
So it's time for Gray to get upset.
All right, so you open up your laptop and you immediately see the readouts of your operating system start to play across the screen. Entering in a few commands, you're now going to make a disable check. This is difficulty 15. I'm modifying it by 1 because it does have at least a basic firewall on it, so it is 16 difficulty.
Okay.
So you are going to be rolling your infotech.
Good.
Skill.
Yes.
That you're going to be using. Yes, infotech skill is this is your hacking skill. So go ahead and make the roll and tell me what you get.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay, that's actually very good. 22.
Okay. So, Gray, as you're sitting there at the slot machine, it takes maybe 5 minutes, enough time for Machete to get back up to the room and just open her laptop. A few moments pass, and all of a sudden you see the jackpot symbols just range across, and it just starts blinking and fritzing out on you.
Time for a bonus.
And it starts ringing like you hit the jackpot and no money comes out. Nothing comes out. It just goes into full error mode.
What?
You are getting people looking at you.
You hear the, like, what? Does this look broken to you? Wait, where's my money? And then she's gonna go to one of the people that has the card. Excuse me. You. Yes, you, sir. I'm talking to you.
This rather thin, probably 24-year-old Japanese man looks at you as he sees you approaching, comes over to you, and with a pretty skilled accent in American, says, yes.
There is an obvious error here. I won the jackpot right now. I was told this was one of the best casinos in the city. Is this how all your machines function?
I'm very sorry for this. Please allow me an opportunity to go fetch the people that repair our machines. And
No,
I'm sure
do not leave me here. That has happened before. I expect you to fix this.
All right, so you're making a scene?
Yeah.
All right, so you start carrying on. He starts trying his best to placate you. I'm going to need you to make, this is going to be a deception check.
Cool. Okay.
The target number is 8.
Okay, great. I got a 15.
Okay. He seems, what you're getting, it starts becoming pretty clear to you right away, Gray. He's putting that ID in his pocket because he's new. And he may not, you're getting the impression, you're starting to put together the story in your head as you're talking to him. As somebody who's worked with people and worked with patients before, you begin to realize it's unusual. Most of the time, especially here at a casino, if somebody was new on the job, they'd be trying extra hard and following everything by the book. The fact that he isn't and that he's giving you that new vibe tells you he probably doesn't even want this job. He's not your typical security guard. And he looks like he is desperately trying to placate you.
I'm
Not
sorry.
wanting to attract attention to the way he's been conducting himself. He's trying to calm you down. Like someone's going to have spotted him being lazy, but he immediately starts trying to placate you and calm you. What would you like to do? You've got the scene you were looking for.
I mean, clearly you don't even want to be here, and I would like to try and split. Where's the badge in relation to him right now?
It's in his suit pocket, in the front suit pocket. So you can try to pull one of those con man maneuvers where you basically lean over and while you're shouting and pointing at the casino machine, try to do a sleight of hand check.
No, what I want to do is I want to storm off past him, but instead of making it like a shoulder check, like where actually, yes, I think that's what I want to do. Is like, okay. I'm going to speak to your manager, you wait here, and then as I move past him, I would like to try and slide.
We've all been watching Karen videos. Okay.
The role I was born to play.
Sleight of hand check.
Yes.
This is going to be a difficulty 10 check as you move past him. It's the only thing in that pocket.
Okay. And you said sleight of hand?
Yep. DC is 10.
I got a 10 because I got a +1. So I rolled a 9 and I got a 10.
We're so used to playing games like Cypher and Star Trek where we can modify our rolls after we've rolled them. You can't here. So, indeed. So on a 10, you manage to lightning quick pull that right out of the pocket and slide it up into your sleeve as you're storming away.
Your manager is going to hear about this. Did I get a name? Like, did I see a name tag?
You're holding a name tag.
Oh, I'm holding a name tag.
You just pulled the name tag out of his pocket.
Oh, okay. Copy that. Then I'm not going to call out his name because then he's going to be like, how did you know that?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm going to go, you wait right there. I'm going to go find your manager.
He's not going to introduce himself unless you asked him for his name.
Yeah. She did not ask, and she did not reveal that she knows. So
Machete, as all of y'all are in the hotel room, kind of just like waiting, sipping some of the nice coffee that is left for the guests up here in the hotel room, as well as some of the other drinks. Everyone kind of settling in and kind of amused by Machete's antics. I mean, she's doing what she was trained to do. It takes about 10 minutes for this whole operation. A few minutes later, you hear the sliding of a key card and the door come open, and in walks Gray. In between her two fingers is an ID card. She walks in the door.
9.2. 7 from the Russian judge.
The Russians, man, you can never please them.
Well, at least we've got a way on the official points of entry and exit. Probably wouldn't do us any harm to gain some unofficial access as well. And they kind of look up at like what's probably like an air vent or something in the ceiling.
Ducked goose again.
I'm gonna be like pulling out some of the outfits that we have that are supposed to be like what we're supposed to infiltrate with, like the security guard outfits and the chef and stuff, and specifically be like, oh, I told Klein not to put the chef one with me because honestly, I'm the worst cook and I can't even pretend.
It wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Really not that bad.
I got fired from a restaurant I didn't even work at.
Look, Gray, just because you can treat food poisoning doesn't mean it's all right if the food induces it.
So if we're going into the kitchen, someone else has to be the chef. I'm not doing it this time. I can't even talk my way out of a paper bag, let alone a pea soup.
I'd love to see Jeff play the chef this time.
Me? Really?
You would be great at it.
I can cook in a campfire.
I mean, to be honest, no one has to play the chef, but just in case we had to infiltrate the kitchens.
Hey, I'm gonna take a quick once round the block. Duff, you wanna ride along?
Sure. We got to know where this guy is going to go if he tries to bolt.
Take this with you. She tosses the card.
I was really hoping. Don't worry about it. I'll grab one later. I head out, lollipopless.
Oh no.
Wait, so Sam, you have the card to go?
I don't know. I think we both grabbed for it. But I think because Daff is more coordinated than I, let's say, they caught it if you tossed it. Does that mean you want us to slap your patch in the security office too?
No, I was just gonna. Whoever has the card, I was gonna give them like the chip that I need them to put in, the USB that I need in something in order to connect with their security system. So whoever has
we'll
it,
do a once around the block, and then we'll see if we can get in through the security office and install that USB.
perfect. Because
All right.
the sooner we can do it, the better. I don't want to miss our window of opportunity to watch the exchange.
I thought you were gonna say watch the game, but like I don't even know how to stream sports right here.
The game is afoot. There's different types of games. Hey, Patch.
I promise, though, the game might be afoot. I am not. I'm a wheel and I'm rolling out. Come on, Daff, let's do it.
Agents, make sure to check your messages.
Mhm.
All right. So the plan right now is you're going to drive around the block. Is that correct?
I'm just doing a once around, like probably just a wheel around, and more generally, like the only action I'm taking before we get the security thing is I want to see if anybody else is also casing this joint. We were specifically noted about rival agencies and others, so I want to go through the hotel, go around the block to see if there's anyone in a something across the street kind of place. I'm just taking a quick look with another person who like knows this area really well and is good at spotting something unusual.
That's an infiltration check.
Cool.
So I'm going to set the difficulty of that at 10.
How do you feel about this stuff, Daff? Because I'm happy to take like a help action.
Yeah,
since you know the like this geography specifically.
Yeah, I think I could roll it if you want to help so I can get the advantage. I don't know if that's how that works in this but
that's correct.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Get the advantage.
So like I'm mostly looking for agents, but I'm just relying on please tell me who doesn't look sus.
What? Well, I mean, I still passed, but that's a terrible roll. 12.
12. Okay, yeah, you passed.
We did it.
So no signs of any suspicious characters or people that you might be able to identify as rivals. You don't spot anybody familiar, and you don't spot anybody acting sus, as they say. You are not picking up. You're not picking up any vibes from anybody. Everyone seems that agent instinct is not firing off as you're watching people laugh and have conversations and walk about.
Now, can I also roll to detect whether or not Patch seems disappointed by this?
If you would like to roll for that, you may, yes. I'll set the difficulty at 10. We'll make it a wisdom saving throw.
I rolled a base 16.
Okay. You're like, all right, I guess this is okay.
I mean, it's more interesting
perception,
when they
that's
are
21.
Definitely all that we need to worry about here. Please, let's stay on the job and be professional. She's probably on that like gig we heard about in Estonia right now.
Well, maybe if we finish this up in a quick amount of time, maybe we can catch up with her.
She's an ex-KGB agent. We run up again. She's on the run. I would never.
Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to do that with me, right? Like, you can do that with everyone.
Why do all of you think this is a thing? This is not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. She's not a thing. I don't even know her name. Do you hear how I'm not saying her name? It's because she's never told me the same name twice, and
you realize your skin tone is now the same color as your shirt, right?
I don't need this truth from you right
Daff, it really just sounds like Patch kind of sounds like John Watson right now, trying to convince everybody that he's not into Sherlock.
Yeah, no. Daff knows how to read people. This is not. I
don't want to be red. And
you want to be in red. We know how this works.
Okay.
All right. You know what? And I get you real close. Can we please just? I don't
I
know,
won't say
infiltrate
anything
a
to the
security office or
others.
something easy.
Let's go.
All right. Now, I'll go ahead and tell y'all that even if you do not gain access, here's something that's worth noting, is that you can make a duplicate of this card because you have a hacker. You can also, it's worth noting that at the end of this security guard shift, he's going to know that he doesn't have his card anymore. So you've got a window of time to use it, which means that you're looking at getting into a security office that is going to be filled with active security personnel watching his cameras. So,
Or we divert them.
Or you
One of us divert, the other go in, apply patch. Does that work for you, Daph?
Yeah. Which one do you want to play this time?
Somewhere else.
So is the plan to try to convince security personnel to leave their posts inside the security office?
Yeah, I think I want to try to draw them off to make that a bit easier.
So in a casino, that's going to be very difficult to do, as just a heads up. So how would you like to attempt to do that?
I just get a lighter, put it up to one of the things. No, I'm just kidding.
Ever the high school student, you're like, I'm just gonna.
Yeah. No, these are camera people who will be most upset and most likely to leave their places if a camera is, for instance, physically not working. I'm a technician.
Yes, that's true.
So doing an actual mechanical break on something. And I'm more likely to be in maybe a weird blind spot if I get nice and low.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the only way out of active security, because like, not a people person.
You find yourself a nice corner. Patch, it's almost delicious because these security cameras are obviously designed for people who are not wheelers. They're designed to keep their eyes on people who are just strolling around and they're at certain levels. And there are spots where the cameras are not spotting you. There are ways you just roll underneath some of these cameras and they cannot detect you. It's an easy body press to pull yourself up and gain access to one of these cameras. You're going to have to do it in an area where no one's looking, which is not necessarily on the casino floor. You can totally do it on one of the other floors of the hotel. If you wanted to do that. If you did it in the casino, you would almost certainly be spotted.
No, sure. I completely agree. I think elsewhere, without a lot of staff, still important enough to draw main staff off security without just dispatching someone else.
Okay.
So that feels to me like if we're in midday, the bar on the second floor might not be super dense. Mm-hmm. The other possibility is trying to get like one of the floors with a suite or something fancy where it's rich. Mm-hmm. People are rich, so they'll care about it. So I'll swing up, take a look at the bar, see if there are any good camera candidates, because that's only one floor above security. They're most likely to hit that, like actually leave.
The cameras are those frustrating new high-tech cameras that are basically small little columns built into the side of the wall. They're not extruding external cameras that scan around like in the old 80s movies. In fact, these are wide-angle lenses that have a blind spot just underneath them, as it were. But they are, to gain access to one of these, you're going to have to pop it open and actually dig into it.
All right. Let's see. That means I got to get tall. Is it like one of the things in the domes then?
Yes, but don't picture one of those large bubbles. Think of it like it looks like just a small cylinder that's up in a corner that it has a covering and a red sensor on it, which gives it access to see even if the lights are all off and emergency power is on.
All right. So I don't have any gadgets for this particular thing. So alas, I'm being clever. I'm gonna order like. I think this is a drink and a straw and something opaque and
diver the shit out of this.
Yeah, I think that's what I've got available to me right now because I can't get up into any wires.
Okay, so This is going to be an athletics check.
Perfect. That's actually my best roll.
Is it?
Weirdly, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to call this an athletics check, but before you make that check, you have to make a gateway check, which means in order to find the right window of opportunity when no one is looking to pull this off, you're going to have to make a quick infiltration roll.
All right. Let's go. Come on, baby.
So this is literally like watching the room, timing when people are walking by, and making the move.
Perfect.
So I'm going to set the difficulty of this at 12. The DC 12 roll.
All right, 50-50 shot. Let's go. The good 50.
Okay. You see the window about to approach. You're going to have approximately maybe 4 or 5 seconds tops. So this is going to be a DC 15 athletics check. You are pulling yourself up, kind of like Spider-Manning up the wall. You've got like a brief second to smear that top of the camera and then just dead drop back down into your chair. So athletics check DC 15.
Oh, this feels so good.
Let's watch those muscles
Come on,
ripple.
die.
Let's see it.
Let's go. Natural 20.
Oh, shit. Okay. With extraordinary athleticism, you do a quick full body press, pushing against 2 sides of the wall and sort of V-shaping yourself up. There is only momentum is carrying you up. You don't have much of a grip. You have that momentum that's pulling you up. You've got half of a second to smear that camera and drop. With a natural 20, you do it in one motion, and when you hit your chair, you don't make a sound. And you're rolling along with your drink in hand, not a drop spilled.
Pulling out a cardboard 9.7
Back from
out of nowhere, back in the room for no reason. I'm like, why am I doing this?
Now you have the blueprints, so you guys have seen that the security office, from the door to the computer console, the very first, you only need one. The door to one of the computer console is a 5-foot stretch away. So when that security door is closing, you'll have, again, a very small window to lunge in, slap the thing on the side of the console, and then duck out.
All right, I'm on it.
Who wants to do it?
Chaos.
That's me.
All on Daff. Daff, you're up.
Okay. You see it and you start counting down because the camera has now been messed with, which means you've got like a small moment before that door opens and you're just kind of counting it down.
Yep.
All right. Daff,
3.
this is going to be a sleight of hand check.
All right.
So I'm going to set the difficulty of this. I'm gonna banking off of a nat 20 that was rolled. I'm going to lower the difficulty of this to what it was originally going to be a 12. I'm going to drop it down to 10.
Okay. Oh gosh. Oh no, I didn't do it. Only got
And what'd you roll? A 3?
I rolled a 2. Yeah, with a +1.
So the door swings open and a security guard comes stepping out. And as you move forward, right when you get to the door, there are 10 people looking at you. And you just kind of stare at them as the door closes in front of you. Locks.
I feel like this is karma getting back at me for making fun of Patch. God damn it. And they kind of just sort of start beelining it back to the room.
So real quick, you will have a second chance.
Oh.
Because the guy's going to come back into the room.
All right. But
the difficulty is going to increase. And if it's you, I'm gonna raise it to 15.
Yeah.
So it'll be a DC 12 check. But if Daff tries it a second time, it's the increased difficulty because they know you now standing outside that door.
Yeah.
If somebody else wants to try it, you can. But it'll be your last chance.
I'm guessing that we would have established some sort of remote comms between
you. All have a remote comm.
Right?
It's in your gadget
so
list. Everybody can talk to it.
Yeah, I would at this point be like, so I don't think there's any chance I'm getting in here without getting spotted or interrogated or questioned. So unless one of you up in the room want to take this, we're not going to get a second chance.
Yeah, happy to help. Unless, Machete, you want to be able to do it?
Look, I'm not much of I mean, I am a talker, that's for sure, but I don't think I can really talk my way out of something. If I do get in trouble, I can hack my way out of something. With that being said, maybe I shouldn't be.
All right, Gray, come on down.
Thank you.
I just think you shouldn't sell yourself short. But if you'd rather not, if you'd rather stay up here with your computer, happy to go down. And
If
so,
you were stuck in the room, just say you were looking for the bathroom. That's worked for me like at least twice.
you know what? I think I am going to try that. And that's going to be the game plan right now.
So I'm going to let you know that I'm going to have a high difficulty on that because the door is not unlabeled. It does say security across the top of it. It does say unauthorized access. Like it has the warning that you are not allowed in there unless you have a proper key card identification.
She really has to go.
Sure, you can make. Hey,
Times.
it's you versus a DC, so you can rationalize it, but the dice are going to be the ones to tell you whether or not you can try it if you want to try it.
So we're gonna. She's gonna go find Daft first and get the lowdown on the situation.
So there are about 10 people in there, which
Okay.
means if you get in, if you manage to get past the door, it's definitely a con job. Do your best.
Get in and place something inside.
Yeah, this little USB needs to get jacked into something.
Awesome.
Are you going to sleight of hand it, or are you trying to rationalize your way inside?
I think I am going to. I think I'm going to sleight of hand it.
You can sleight of hand it. It's
we have costumes, right?
yes.
Yeah. So I'd like to try and use one of those costumes because I was just a Karen 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which are you just dressing differently, basically, so you don't look?
I think that I would like to try and find the costume that looks as close to security detail as possible.
Okay.
Without full on like trying to be one of them.
So in that case, Gray, you're having to do a quick change.
Okay.
Because the window of figuring out what's wrong with the camera, realizing it's just it's like it's been tampered, removing it, asking if anybody saw anything, and then heading back in there, it's taking about 5 minutes. So getting the information from Daff, getting back up to your room, doing the change, getting back down to the casino floor and trying to get this done, it's basically running to the stairs, dashing up, going into the room, doing a quick change. Like,
good thing I was in high school theater.
I'm on comms. I'm going to bring it down to the stairwell.
There you go.
Okay. So you change in the stairwell?
Changing in the stairwell.
Okay, you do a quick change in the stairwell.
Great.
Why don't we do this to make this fun? Roll a Dex reflex save.
Okay.
Difficulty 10.
Okay.
And I'm
Or
still
no,
up
we'll
in
make
the
it
bar,
8.
so
We'll
I
make it
can
8.
cause
We'll make it 8.
traffic with this guy on the way back if we need to. Just delay him a bit.
Yeah, can you run a little bit of information?
Is that an 8?
9.
9? Okay. So
With the +1, so it's
okay, perfect. So Gray, you make your reflex save and quick change right there. You don't stumble at all. You don't lose your balance. Every arm goes in every sleeve. Every leg goes where it needs to go. You pull that stuff up. You pull it over your head. You pull back your hair, straighten it up, make it double check your lipstick. Everything is fine. And you are walking calmly and trying not to reveal that you're breathing heavily as you leave the stairwell and approach the security office wearing a fitted suit that makes you look like you're part of security. As you approach the door, you actually, Ravity, with the successful roll, you have actually reached the door before he has returned.
great.
And you have a functioning security card.
Yes, I would like to use that then because I would like to make it seem like I'm walking in here with purpose, and I don't want to draw attention to the fact that I'm going to plug in this USB stick. I almost want to make it seem like I'm going in there for something else.
Yeah.
Like I think I forgot my jacket in here. No, I didn't. Okay. I'm going back.
Roll a stealth check.
Great.
DC is 10.
Okay. 11 plus.
11?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes. So
you slide the card in. Slide that card in the door. It opens. It acknowledges you. When you push the door open, they're only used to seeing people enter and exit this room who have access.
Okay.
So when you slide that security card and open the door, you see an entire room of people who are completely focused on television cameras that are on the wall.
Perfect. I
So
want move quietly and with purpose so they don't notice that someone, basically with the walking patterns that I've been observing all day, I want to like walk in with that kind of
You don't even have to. It's in reach.
thing.
You just lean forward with a successful stealth check and using the security card. You do not have to roll a sleight of hand check. You lean forward, you put the device on the side of the console, and just as you're getting back to the room, Machete, you see a connection being established on your computer.
Bingo.
And you get on your keyboard, you get a little sticker that says you're doing grape and grapes. And there you go.
I get a gold star from Gray.
You do get a gold star. I'm sorry I ran out of those back in Milan, but you know what? Still got a bunch of grapes.
Yeah. It's good. You know what? I'll take the you're doing great.
Thanks.
All right. So you now have access. You're going to try to hack into the security system itself?
Yeah. So what I plan to do is hack into their security, specifically their cameras, because this way we'll have eyes on everywhere in the casino, and we can actually follow the doctor, and we can have agents down on the ground. I can be the eyes from above, and we can actually see exactly who, Jijin is and where they're meeting, and follow them anywhere they go within the casino.
Okay.
Allegedly.
So this sounds like spyware. Monitors and transmits data from the target device without the system users not having any knowledge. It tracks users' internet movement, application use, pertinent system data. Okay, so spyware, and your delivery method is remote. The hacking tool isn't installed on the target operating system, but instead communicates remotely.
Mm-hmm.
So you're attacking the software. So your actions are access to enter an operating system to use its applications or to break through a password protected login. The DC is going to vary here. That's your basic actions. You are trying to gain access to it itself. So the operating system has an armor class of 11. You are going to make an attack.
Okay.
You are attacking their operating system. So then you are going to be rolling your infotech.
Oh, good.
Hold on one sec. What's your character sheet say for hacking?
For hacking?
Yeah.
My
it should say in your ability.
Encrypt, decrypt, install, modify, disable, delete, attack. Are you talking about the attack? Yeah, attack systems or firewalls against their AC and hit points. All hacking attacks deal coding damage. And I can make a hacking attack manually. A successful attack deals 1d4 of coding damage.
Now you should have actually an attack modifier on your character sheet. Unarmed strike. Let's see, pistol, armor, equipment. Right. Okay. Cool. Okay. So go ahead. This is going to be That's correct. This is going to be an infotech check.
Okay.
So go ahead and make your infotech check. Let me just pull up the DC for you. I really love the hacking system for this game.
It wasn't great.
Each device's core management system is done by an operating system. So each operating system has an armor class representing so attacking a software. So this is the way it works. Your attack modifier is your proficiency plus your intelligence modifier. So you are level 3. What's your proficiency modifier?
For infotech, plus 3.
Just your base proficiency bonus being a level 3 character.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, I'm not used to this.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't played a 5e game in a while.
Proficiency. I don't see where that is.
It should be on the front of the character. So you'll see it says armor class, initiative, speed.
Proficiency bonus plus 2. Sorry.
Plus 2? Okay. So what's your intelligence modifier?
Plus 1. But for infotech, I get a plus 3 for my skills.
So the base attack for hacking is your hacking attack modifier is your proficiency bonus plus your intelligence modifier.
Oh, plus 3. Yeah,
okay.
It already had it on there. Sorry.
So that's okay.
We went a long way for that information.
Yes, it's okay. This is good because this is our opportunity to this is like spell casting in D&D. This is like the DC attack modifier essentially to resist the spell attack. You're actually rolling against the armor class of the operating system, which is 11.
Oh,
so go ahead. So go ahead and make your roll.
I did, and I rolled a 13.
Okay. So
That's with the bonus is added. So
Great.
it wasn't
Okay, great. So roll a d4.
okay. 4.
Okay. You do 4 points of damage to the operating system. It has 1 hit point left. So make a second check. This is taking a few operating actions here.
14. 17.
17. Okay. You don't even have to roll because you're going to do automatically. You gain access to the entire camera system. You now have full access to the security system of the casino. You're seeing all of these camera angles pop up, not to mention nobody knows you're in the system.
I'm just going to say over the comms, I see you.
And you watch on that laptop hundreds of different displays that she is just cycling through and swiping through. You now have complete access to the security systems of the casino.
Find me the best spot to hide.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to skip ahead to the next night. We're going to say you guys have cased it. And because of your actions to gain access to the security systems, I'm going to give you advantage on your checks, on your first checks of the evening. Because you're going to be getting fed direct information from your hacker, who's going to be the bird's eye view of everything that's going on. However, I will caution you, you probably, Machete, don't want to be so far as away as you're on the 7th floor while you're doing this. You might want to be a lot closer to the action in case something happens.
I was thinking.
Because if your team has to bail, they're going to bail without you if they have to bail.
I was thinking to maybe go into like maybe the 2nd floor, like find like maybe a conference room or something and like be dressed a little nicer and look like I'm actually like.
There's a coffee shop.
Oh, go to the coffee shop. Oh, that's a great idea. I love energy drinks. And
on the 3rd floor, there's like a commissary area.
And I'll have, obviously the camera footage open, but I'll also have in another window like a rom-com playing. So in case anyone comes by and like tries to like see what I'm working on, I'll quickly pull it up and be just like, oh, Helen Hunt and Hugh.
You're watching Notting Hill in Japanese. It's just open on the side, like a side window.
Oh, Hugh Grant, you killer, you.
You're listening to Julia Roberts say, I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy. And it's all in Japanese and quite lovely sounding. And as you're reading the captions, kind of like scrolling, people are walking in and out of the commissary. Again, mostly people from out of town. But no one seems to notice you. You are totally blending in. You're probably just another tech whiz that's doing business here, considering the tech industry in Tokyo. Like, you're probably just here on business and no big deal. So no one's watching you. Everyone else, what are y'all doing in the casino? You don't have to tell me specifically where you are. You do have the blueprints. So if you want to tell me where you are, I actually have the blueprints open in front of me as well. So you can see the entrance in the lobby. There's the mezzanine that looks down onto the 1st floor, which is where the bar is located upstairs, which is where our dear Patch messed with the camera.
I'm going to regret this because I don't know how to play blackjack, or I'm very bad at blackjack. But I'd like to sit at the blackjack table, specifically the one that has the clearest view towards outside to the street, as well as the lobby to see anyone who's going to be entering.
I'll be watching, so I'll randomly go, hit, stay.
There don't appear to be any windows here on this 1st floor, so you're not actually able to see out into the street. There are large glass doors leading out from the lobby area, but behind the blackjack tables are these huge murals depicting like all these fantastic and ridiculous scenes from mythology and, the kinds of stuff you would see in Vegas, so to speak, these beautiful big art pieces and whatnot, and lights.
I love that. And she's fascinated by those, but she's not distracted from the fact that, like, in many ways, if anyone's going to be entering this place, they're going to be coming through that door.
Okay. Directly behind you, by the way, is the cage in the counting room where you see people are cashing in their chips and whatnot. It also worth noting real quick that the security office that y'all broke into is actually right across the hall from the staff changing room. So keep that in the back of your mind, and just in case. But you have the blueprints there. It's about, we'll say it's about 6:15 rolls around, and I'm going to have everyone who's watching the floor make a check. So before we get into this, we're going to say why doesn't everybody make an espionage check? Or rather, no, this would be an infiltration check. Yeah. Go ahead and make an infiltration check, and I'm going to set the difficulty at 15.
I have a question for
I'm sorry. That's right, 15.
I have a question for our technician. Did we have time to tap any phone lines while we were waiting?
You have full access to phone lines right now through your hacker.
Yeah, that's a software side for this one. I don't have any physical taps with me, and we don't know them to be communicating through any secure lines. One gadget that is relevant to our mission that I should probably let everyone know about that I have with me is a GPS tracker pill. That means not only is it a thing that could conceivably go in a drink, and I'm posted up on the bar on the western side of the first floor, but it could also be pocketed, for instance. Since we're trying to track location, that might be one of our most useful objects here. That's all I got, and that was a 21 for me on the infiltration.
Okay.
That was a 1 for me.
And I only got a 9, so I think we're both distracted with blackjack.
I also only got a 9.
Oh, no.
I wish I could use survival instead of infiltration, but
Hold up 1 sec. I might change that. Espionage skill surveillance logically applying evidence. Okay. Find a path, designate extraction location, target possible. Okay, so the other one is listening and interpret it to auto connect, seeming disseminate false information, interrogate a prisoner. Infiltration is find a path, designate extraction point. Okay, interesting. What would be 1 sec? They may not have been the right thing to have y'all roll. Let's find out.
Oh, good. Yeah, we should all just.
Okay. Camouflaging yourself in a crowd. That might be the best thing to roll here.
so
Misdirect questioning. This is going to be a stealth check, so keep your rolls, but add your stealth rating to it instead.
even worse.
Same result.
I feel like I still rolled a 1 and I should suffer from that. But
You rolled a 1?
Yeah, I rolled a 1 with my stealth. It's a +1, so that makes it a 2.
Excellent.
Wait, I'm sorry. The very visible made a scene Karen might not have succeeded a stealth check.
Yeah, it was only a 7 for me.
All right. I'm going to do something a little unique. I'm going to have you roll a charisma saving throw, but the difficulty is only 5, Ravati. Oh, what was it?
So with my charisma, it's a 16.
Okay, so I'm going to inform you guys of a little house rule that I like to do. This doesn't always come into play, but I don't treat ones as automatic failures. But I give you a chance not to really fumble it. And it's a scaling difficulty, but it doubles every time you roll a 1. So right now, you succeeded on a charisma saving throw and managed to pass yourself off as you didn't trip on your dress and eat shit right in front of somebody who you probably won't want the attention from. Stuff like that. Instead, you're not as inconspicuous as you think you are. So it's not a fumble. Do you know what I mean? If you roll a 1 again, the DC becomes a 10. And after that, it becomes a 20. And then there's no point in rolling after that. But you are given a certain latitude before you are punished for rolling a 1 in my games.
Nobody roll a 1 anymore.
It's definitely more merciful than my experience with Scabby Rooster.
Yeah, I mean, 1s are kind of a time-honored tradition of screwing with players. But I find the DC rolls in 5e can be pretty merciless sometimes. So this is just one of the ways I kind of balance it a little bit. So the lot of you are nothing really stands out to anybody quite yet. And it's one of those things where the anticipation of what's about to happen is causing everyone to be a little eager. So those of you who didn't pass, please raise your hands. Is that everybody? Nope.
No,
Sam.
I got a 21.
All right. So because one of you passed, where are you currently located Patch?
I'm on the first floor in the bar on the western side of the hotel, the southernmost table on that left-hand seat at the
Okay.
west. That gives me view of the lobby, straight view of the corridor, and enough of an angle on the door if someone had come through the loading bay or security office
Okay.
kind of corridor.
Here's what I'm going to do. Roll a perception check with the No. Don't roll a perception check. I'm going to make your skilled passage is going to be enough. We're going to do this. You don't spot anything unusual off the top immediately, Patch. What you do notice is your team members are being really obvious right now, looking around the lobby. You can spot all three of them. As you spot, the moment you spot Daff, or not all three of them, but as you spot Daff and as you spot Gray, they are both being a little obvious that they're looking for something.
Hit, stay, hit. That's to Gray.
Stay a little more chill, my friends. Don't see anything yet from here.
Told you I was better
quiet on the
outside.
western front.
I told you I was better outside than in.
Quiet.
Anyone see anything yet?
Not a thing. Whoever this Eugene is, they are keeping a low profile.
7 o'clock starts to roll around, which is the time you were expecting somebody.
That's when I'm going to start looking at the cameras specifically for the doctor.
Okay.
Because we at least know what he looks like. So I'm going to start scanning the security cameras. That way I can give my team his location once I make visual contact.
7 p.m. rolls around. And at that point, somebody who you all realize has been in here this whole time, and it really it pinpoints to you, Patch, as you've been looking around. You spot him just as he's moving over, but you see about at 6:50, you see the good doctor coming into what looks like the casino floor area.
The doctor is
straight
in.
for the bar.
I'll be like, the eagle has landed. And by eagle, I mean the doctor. He's right. Patch, you got him.
Got eyes. That's my bar, yeah? First floor?
Is he going to the... No, yes, that's correct. First floor. Yeah, he walks over to the bar at the first floor. Kind of beelines for it. Steps in... so right in the main... to the right of the lobby. Basically, just looks around for a moment and just takes a hard right into the lobby and walks right up to the bar and orders a drink.
Perfect. That's exactly where I am.
Okay.
Can I hear can I hear what he's ordering? Anything I
ordering
notice about him? Can I get a vibe check or something?
Yeah, do you want to do an insight check?
Sure, yeah, let's go.
All right. So this gentleman, receding hairline.
Nice tonight.
Go ahead and make an inside check. The difficulty of this is just a 10.
Come on. 12.
12.
12 plus a thing. This was what kind of check?
This is insight.
Insight. That's a 14 then.
He's really nervous. And he's not hiding it very well. He's nervous. When he walks into the room, you can tell he beeline for a bar. The bar is a dead giveaway. But when he approaches, you kind of just do a quick glance, Patch, and you can see the perspiration on his brow as he just kind of tries to casually rub it off and then order something in very good Japanese and just kind of calmly waits for a moment and then slides into the seat at the bar.
What kind of scientist was he again?
A seismologist.
Really shaking up the field.
Machete doesn't say anything. They're just...
Could try chatting him up a little bit.
Want me to shoot my shot now or wait till he's meeting?
I can distract if you want.
I'm going to take a look at the surrounding cameras, see if we can see anyone giving him any attention. Might be our Jijin.
Off that check, Eric, did I see him like flicking his eyes toward anything like anticipation-wise?
His watch. He's even as he gets to the bar, he checks his watch, and he sits there for a moment.
Is it 7 p.m.
And then
yet,
as somebody is pouring the glass, he checks his watch.
Okay.
We know nothing about Jijin. It would be good to see who this person is, if we can get any intel on them.
You know nothing about Jijin.
Right. Is there anyone acting like not suspicious, but like giving the doctor any
the bar
attention?
is the bar. If you notice in the blueprints, the bar is actually somewhat separate from the main floor. So if there is somebody here that's waiting for him, they either haven't spotted him yet, or the appointed time that he is supposed to meet them is 7 p.m., which is in a few minutes. So they're probably not so much looking for each other. If you want to make an insight check here, and I'll set the difficulty again at a standard 10.
Yeah, I would like to check the cameras and see if anyone, because even if they saw the doctor and it's not quite 7 yet, it could be like a power play to keep him nervous, like looking at him. 18.
18 with your insight?
Yeah, 17 plus 1.
Okay. It's very likely that there's probably not somebody looking for him so much as somebody who's got a designated point to meet with him. If they're supposed to meet precisely at 7 p.m., they probably have a spot that they're supposed to meet at 7 p.m.
All right, I'm going to observe and tail. I'd like to activate my disguised video camera just so that's up and going. I have a little pinhead cam.
Okay.
As one of my gadgets.
That's
so
easy.
If I'm going to be tailing, I basically have my own little dolly cam.
All
I'm
right.
assuming I have access to that, and we'll see what you see. Correct?
Yeah.
I'm going to say,
records and transmits. Yep.
Bonnie, since you're running surveillance, I need you to make a difficulty 12 perception check.
Okay. 12 on the nose. Ooh.
And Patch, you can do it as well, since you both have eyes on him.
I didn't use the pink die, and it immediately rolled a 3 out of spite.
Yeah, that's what you get.
I didn't use the die that was kind to me. I'm so sorry, baby. It will not happen again.
So this is what happens. Anyone running surveillance on him and succeeds that check, you spot him putting in. First of all, one of the things you notice is just to back up a little bit, because he came in a little earlier than 7 o'clock. When he made his drink order at the bar, he then, as he was waiting for his drink, he moved around to the cages and handed over what looked like a voucher and was given chips, poker chips, gambling chips, right? Which is pretty standard at a casino. He immediately took those chips and came right back to the bar where his drink was waiting and slid into a seat and put the chips down in front of him. As you're watching him do this, he's acting, aside from the anxiety that he's suffering, he looks like a normal going member who's just coming in here to gamble, right? And you see him sitting there kind of toying with the chips a little bit. And he glances around, not spotting y'all watching him.
Can I zoom in on those chips and see if they're all just normal chips?
On the chips, you see him putting a chip that he did not get from the cage into the stack of chips.
That's what I was suspecting.
It looks like another poker chip of some kind. It's a 50,000 yen chip. And it's slightly uneven. It kind of pokes out a little bit from the stack as he shoves it in there. And after constantly checking his watch and finishing the vodka tonic that he ordered, you all watch him get up from the bar. And after he makes his way over to the blackjack tables after a few moments. And about that point, you all realize that the clock has ticked 7 p.m.
I'm gonna relay that info to the rest of the team. I think what he's exchanging is in the guise of a poker chip.
Interesting. So all I have to do is win this next game of poker?
Well, he's going to the blackjack tables. Gray, I would suggest maybe causing another scene, maybe knocking a few chips over, accidentally. Try and grab the one that's a little warped.
Screw it, Gray. Win them all.
That's not how it works in blackjack. It's against the house. You can't just take his chip.
This is my first time playing this game. I'm going to go with Machete.
All right.
Okay, so
You're gonna go play some blackjack?
I mean, is that where our target is now?
He's headed over to the table.
Yeah, I'm still at the blackjack table, I think. That's where I originally sat down, so
Okay.
I'm assuming
he's coming to me.
I'm assuming Ji Jin will be meeting him in that vicinity. Just keep your eyes and ears open. I'm gonna try and mute Hugh Grant because he's very distracting.
Copy that.
The first thing that kind of stands out to you too as he's approaching the blackjack table is that 50,000. He's got a lot of money for somebody who's just coming in there. That's just a little bit more money than somebody would just come in and just plop down at the blackjack table.
He had a very good voucher.
Who else is at this table?
Right now, it's just the dealer and maybe one or two other people that are getting up to leave as he goes to sit down.
Okay. Because obviously if it's 7 o'clock, she wants to keep as thorough of an eye on anyone else who joins this game.
Mm-hmm.
But he sits down and how like just a general like insight. Excited to be here, nervous still. What's going on through this guy's brain?
You would have to make an insight check. Difficulty is
that.
So make an insight check with a difficulty of 12.
Okay. Oh shit! Natural 20.
He's really nervous.
Okay.
He is really, really nervous. And it doesn't look like the people that are sitting at the table, when he comes and sits down, you can immediately spot Gray. He doesn't seem to know any of them. You can just tell on his face. He just glances at everybody and kind of keeps to himself. And he pulls just a few of these chips out, playing very responsibly, and puts them down and starts getting dealt cards.
Okay, so she's going to put on a friendly face.
Okay.
Also a tourist here. He's got the spot next to me, right?
Do you have the spot next to him is the question. He sits down at the table first. Yeah.
Yes.
You're going to take the spot next to him?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I thought it was already at these tables, but yes, I'd like to take the spot next to him.
Yeah, he moves to one of the tables. There were very few people out there were getting up and leaving. He doesn't recognize them, but you do see that there is, of course, the dealer at the table.
Cool. And I'm gonna sit down, just be a regular ray of sunshine, talk to the dealer. Hey, so this is my first time playing, but I think I kind of got a handle of it. Read the rules on Wikipedia, but like I'm really excited to be here and play. He
gets up and starts to leave.
Oh no!
He looks like he gathers up his chips, and you see him stand up and move to one of the other tables where there's only one other person at it.
Okay, I'm gonna stay here for a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it three minutes, and then I'm gonna go spill my drink on him. If anyone else wants to make a move, I'm saying this over the comms. If anyone else wants to make a move before that, just call dibs.
It's the third chip on the bottom of the
Okay,
stack.
so hold up, because I've got to tell you what's going on with him. So as he gets up and leaves the table rather abruptly, just from the look on his face, you can see this kind of like alarmed look before he gathers up the chips that he put down and says, no, never mind. And he puts it back in, and as he stands up and moves off to the table to the right, the table one over, there are two people at that table aside from the dealer. And you all spot them at that point. At the table, he takes a seat opposite from what looks like a high roller, in a gray suit with a bodyguard. There's a white American couple, a man and a woman, at the table too. They show up about the same time. They're kind of laughing and talking to each other when they slide into the table. The guy's making fun. No, you're going to enjoy blackjack. This is way easier than poker. And she's like, stop talking down to me. I've been playing blackjack longer than you, just going on and on and on. They're playing very loudly. The stoic female who is the dealer, is eyeing them without comment and just dealing the cards. The guy in the gray suit looks, judging from the looks, is quite well to do. This is a personalized gray business suit. He looks like he's well muscled. Probably standing at height is somewhere around maybe like 5'8". But the woman behind him is wearing a black suit with a high collar and is clearly a bodyguard. Her hair pulled back into a tight bun, and she is standing rather close to him and just kind of glancing around. I need Patch to make an insight check.
All right, pink die, back in the rotation.
The difficulty of this is 15.
Yeah, cool. How do we like 19?
19?
Yeah.
She, as you spot these two, all of a sudden, you realize that, first of all, they've been here for a while, maybe the past 45 minutes, but you're just starting to notice them because as you're sitting there watching this exchange happen, they do kind of stand out at the table. But the thing you noticed is she specifically is watching as Gray gets up from the table and moves over, like 3 minutes later, starts to move over. Before any kind of drink spillage or anything is happening, with that insight check, you know that the woman who's standing behind the man has, I wouldn't say Gray has been made, but you get the impression that she is eyeing Gray. And after a second worth of watching, her eyes glance up directly at Daff. She's glancing back and forth between the two.
Daff, Gray, you're burned. Bodyguard, woman.
Copy that.
Thank you.
And pivoting. And
There
Gray,
wasn't much use down here anyway. I'll find something else to do.
Gray turns back and goes back to the table
Okay.
that she was at. I thought I was ready to give up on this game, but I'm just not yet, she says to the dealer and sits
Okay.
back down for a game.
All right, so y'all watch for a bit as they play some blackjack. A few rounds go by, and the high roller is just very stoic, and they're playing and whatnot. Bonnie,
Yep.
I'm going to need Machete.
Mm-hmm.
Who else has eyes on them? Okay, so you're watching as well, but y'all have left the immediate vicinity, right? You've kind of headed off.
I think Daff is probably at this point just like, well, if I'm made, I'm made. I might as well go and figure out something else that I can be useful doing. So
What do you do?
I think they're probably just going to try and cover the exits and like get someplace out of sight.
So are you
Cover from the loading
leaving?
bay? We have a little less visibility over there if you want to start to shift towards staff changing room, that kind of eastern side.
Okay.
I think that. Okay, here we go. I think that for Gray, she's going to go back to the original poker table she was at, the one that Mr. Seismologist left her at. But she's going to. Is she still the only one at the table?
At the old table that you were sitting at? No, there's a couple of guests that have shown up now and that are playing blackjack.
She's just going to turn back, look at the bodyguard, smile, and then turn back to the game that she's currently at. And it's an open invitation. I'm going to be here at this end of the table. If you want to come to me later on and engage in a conversation, you can do that. But I'm going to play my game and give you guys your space is kind of what she's trying to do. It's
You're
almost
going to look directly at her and smile?
Yeah. It's kind of like you caught me, I'm going to back off. And she's going to keep playing her game at this table.
You're going to have to make a deception check.
Great.
The difficulty is 50.
Another natural 20!
Okay, so instead what reads is that you're being a little flirty when you smile at her. And with your insight check, I'll tell you this much, Patch. You see the bodyguard, the telltale signs of like a series of like quick blinks where they're kind of like, oh, essentially what just played out for audience and player meta knowledge here, what just made out is the bodyguard had you guys made. But with a nat 20 on a deception check and boldly looking right at the if you had failed that check, this was up. Like you were looking right at the bodyguard who apparently has spotted two suspicious figures that were watching them. But instead, with both Daff up and leaving immediate area and you kind of flirting and smiling directly at them, all of a sudden it shifts the narrative and you see her kind of relax a little bit. And she goes back to just watching the game, taking her eyes off of you.
But like gay insight were those gay blinks?
No, it was and immediate shift back to the table.
I'm going to have the camera zoomed. Obviously, I'm keeping an eye on them, but I want to zoom in on the chips as well because I want to specifically watch for the chip that's slightly warped to see where it goes because as Machete knows, looks can be deceiving. People underestimate me all the time to where we don't know who G-Gen is. It could be the high baller, or the high roller, the security guard, or it could be the dealer. He might tip the dealer that chip. That might be our G-Gen. So I'm kind of just watching where the chip goes. That way we can follow it wherever it ends up. If it ends up in the dealer's thing, if it ends up in the guy's hand.
Yep. Gotcha. Okay, cool. So you're keeping your eye specifically on the chips down below. Now, I will tell you this, Rave, because of that 20, you can now go join that table without any suspicion. Okay, so you walk over to the table and slide into one of the chairs. They are dealing a game of blackjack. And as you get to the table, you've arrived towards the end of what looks like a winning round. And Dr. Andreo starts to behave a little differently by the time you show up. He's not really paying attention to you. After a few rounds have gone by and people are winning and losing, not much is going on, all of a sudden, a few more high-stake hands come out when Dr. Andrew stakes his entire stack of 50,000 chips, 250,000 yen total, against the dealer's hand that you are also playing against. In his hand, he is dealt, by the way, you can see because it's face up. In his hand, he is dealt a king and a 3, while the dealer's face-up card shows a 7. He's playing too recklessly, and he hits on a 19 and goes bust on a 29. The dealer cleans up with 20, outmatching everyone else at the table. In the next hand, the high roller with the bodyguard tries his luck and surprisingly plays quite aggressively, betting 150,000 yen. Basically, and is able to stand on a 19 when he's dealt cards.
Oh boy.
If you're at the table, Ravity, in your hand, you have been dealt a 9 and a 6, totaling 15. How would you like to play?
What's the dealer showing?
Right now, the dealer is showing, and is able to stand on a 19. It says the dealer is currently showing, dealer cleans up on a 20 and is outmatching over the next round. The high roller with the bodyguard tries his luck and plays quite aggressively and is able to stand on 19. The dealer is showing if they hold, currently the dealer is on a 17.
Machete, I'm going to let you make this call because you've been making the calls for me so far. Also, you know how to play this game, and I'm going to say, like me, Gray does not know how to play this game.
So I'm assuming the dealer's showing a 7, so we're going to assume it's a 17 is what you're saying. So, and you're showing a 15, a 9, and a 6, so you said?
Yes, I think so.
Eric?
What's that?
That is one of the worst hands in blackjack. Cool.
It really is a bad hand. And so, oh gosh, I think you're going to have to hit it. Can I use my amazing number skills? Can we say that I've been counting cards?
You can make a perception check, and I'll set the difficulty at 15.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, nope. I'm just gonna have to go with my gut.
You've got a 15. Do you want to hit or do you want to stand?
Machete, make your call. I trust you, whatever it is.
They have, keep in mind, the gentleman in the gray suit is standing on a 19.
Right. You have to hit it. Gray, just hit it.
I would like to hit it. Gray said.
Okay. You get a 2.
Stay.
I would like to.
He has a 19. He has a 19.
The other player has a 19. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, but we don't know who the handoff is.
The dealer.
Win the hand.
Does that mean I've got to hit it again?
Crap. On a 17.
It's a very high probability of bust.
Hit it.
Do it.
Actually, I would like to. Excuse me. I would like to hit it again.
You get a 3.
Stay.
I would like to stay. Thank you.
You in the coffee shop. You hear me stay. And I was like, I'm sorry, Hugh Grant. He was gonna leave her. And then I just go.
I unapologetically love Notting Hill. Anyway,
you stay at a 20.
Yes.
The dealer decides to take a hit on their 17 and goes bust with a 5, totaling 22.
It's what
kind of a casino is this? It must have been a soft 17. We'll say that was what it was.
You know what? I would have done the same if I were you. She tries to placate the dealer.
The chips move to you.
Great.
Dr. Andrea looks horrified.
Great.
The person in the gray suit stares at you as the chips are all pushed over. And you can see on the video cam, Machete, that one chip is in the pile that just got pushed over to Gray.
Great. Look for the warped chip. Make sure that one's secure. The warped chip to your left. Chip to your left.
Gray wants to is this game over now? Like, can I walk away from here?
If you want to walk, you can. You can cash out.
Yeah. So Gray would love to walk, but also make sure that the chip that Machete has called out also goes into her pocket. But that's like a sleight of hand move. Obviously, people are watching her, so she wants to do that as stealthily as possible.
Okay.
He wants to basically be like, well, I think I don't want to test my luck anymore tonight. It was lovely playing with you. It feels like beginner's luck. This blackjack, what a game. What a game. And she'd like to walk away.
Roll a sleight of hand check.
You know,
the difficulty of this is going to be 15 because you are being watched.
Right, I rolled a 15!
Your dice are good. Your dice are good. Let them know that they are loved.
16.
You angle the left side of your body towards the table, and as you're pulling the chips over, you palm down just for a split second and push that chip to the edge of the table, and it falls into your pocket. And you scoop up the rest, and you start giving this speech about, oh, well, I guess I'm done here. And about that point, the person in the gray suit stands up across the table with the bodyguard behind them. And two things. The first thing you notice, Bonnie, is when the man in this gray suit stands up, it reveals that the bodyguard that was standing behind him was tapping two fingers against his back, because you can see their positioning now. It's an easy giveaway that the person behind him was telling him what to play. Like, he was doing a taps, like you could see that was happening. It's revealed because the man in the gray suit gets up rather abruptly, and she steps back.
Someone telling you how to play this game.
How dare you cheat? Anyway, so he moves around the side of the table and walks right up to you, Gray.
I'm going to immediately go, Daff, you might want to get a little closer because there could be some trouble.
I'm also on the move.
I'm better at range.
I have to go find my partner. We're here on our honeymoon, and she's going to look for Daff at this point.
Excuse me, I'd like to speak to you.
I'm sorry. I'm actually looking for my partner. Is everything okay? That was a great game.
Yeah.
It
and
was a
Daph
great
is
hand.
going
You
to
did quite well, and I would like to talk to you about your excellent card skills.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, Wikipedia really helped me out here.
Daph is going to walk up at this point and slip an arm around Gray's waist and just give her a really like very romantic. We're definitely on our honeymoon. Like dip their head down like into her neck and like just give her like a long like kiss and be like, "How'd it go, honey?"
Beginner's luck. Oh, it's so good to see you. How was your drink? Did you end up finding everything okay?
Yeah. And if we don't go soon, we're going to miss our reservation.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Mr. I didn't catch your name.
I want my chips back, please. He says brazenly to you.
I'm gonna in the thing of like, Daph, get the chip from her pocket and leave. Gray, just give him the rest of the fucking chips.
Yeah, I'd like to try and slip do my own, I guess, sleight of hand and slip the chip from her pocket into mine.
You are not aware that she has the chip in her pocket.
No, but
I just
we
said
have
it though.
comms.
you just said it over comms.
Who did?
I did. I said, get the chip from her pocket because I'm assuming I saw it. on camera.
Oh, yes, you
Yeah.
did see. Oh,
Plus, we've also
Yeah, you
been
would have seen-
communicating over comms, so
what's that?
we also been communicating over comms.
And I was the one who
Sure.
told her to get it. I said, get the chip.
Yes,
That's
yes.
warped.
I'm
So,
following
yeah,
you.
yeah.
them.
So you're telling her to get the.
I'm
You're
gonna go.
telling-
Yeah.
You're okay. So you're basically informing them that the chip is in Gray's pocket and to get the
Left
chip.
pocket, Daph. Gray, just give him the fucking chips. He won't know until it's too late that it's not
You are rolling
there.
a sleight of hand check here directly in front of him. The difficulty is going to be 17.
Holy shit. Okay.
He is facing you, and he is looking at the pile of chips that she is currently holding.
I rolled a 17. Plus
Okay.
1, 18.
So you drop your hand down and immediately pull the chip out of her pocket and slide it into yours.
Okay, great.
If
So
you're going to be a jerk to my wife, listen, just give him the chips and we'll talk to management about this later. It's
I
not.
mean, it's basically monopoly money, right? Like that's all this is. It's just plastic. Yeah, of course. Here you go. Hands the chips back.
Okay, you hand him over 150,000 worth of chips, and he takes it into his palm, and without a word, he and the bodyguard begin to beeline for the door.
Great. And under her breath, Gray's gonna say, "We've got a runner. We should go to our reservation."
Yes, we should.
And they leave. The doctor at the blackjack table is just going to stand up, and he looks like he doesn't know what to do at first. He finishes the rest of his vodka in one gulp, sets it down, and also begins to leave.
Yeah. Is he headed in the same direction or in the opposite?
Yeah, it's the only exit. He starts heading out.
So I think that Daph is just kind of like going to lead their wife like to trail Dr. Andro basically, but like not too closely. They're on their way out to, get dinner or whatever, but we're going to be following the doctor, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm on the. I'm just going to do a flyby zoom because based on this schematic, have a clear line from my chair in the bar all the way out the door, which means on those very smooth, almost always marble floors, you can pick up speed. My plan is to build up all the speed in the world and fly by Gray suit. And since this is pocket height, bink with the GPS tracker.
Okay,
Oh,
another
it's
sleight of
activation.
hand check. That's another sleight of hand check.
It is.
I was gonna
Difficulty-
say, go ahead.
difficulty of that is going to be 15.
Yep.
This is so fun.
Oh, it's fun if I win. It's not fun. Come on, pink tie, be nice.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm going to set that at 12.
Well, it was a 16 on the die.
Excellent.
So I was gonna be good, which is +2 is 18.
Now,
This
I
big guy is
do
nice.
want to point out that none of y'all used your advantage roll that you had for the scene, but that's okay. That's okay because this played out beautifully. The tracker goes in the suit pocket as you roll right past
And
him,
I'm out the door.
and you're out the door. We're going to cut to you all having joined each other back up in your hotel room. My goodness. That was a little chaotic, but it could not have gone any smoother.
I'm just the whole time going, I love Notting Hill.
You smell really nice. Has anybody ever told you that?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's bergamot, it's orange. You know what? I will show you the exact perfume. I have it here somewhere. I got it. You know, that Milan job just keeps coming back up and up. But I got it from that job. Stole it from that heiress that we were supposed to be stalking. But you know, she had taste. Anyway.
Apparently, so do you.
Thank you for stepping in. I really thought I was a goner there for a second.
And thank you for letting us crash your honeymoon.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
As you all reconvene in the hotel room, two things extraordinary enough is the GPS tracker is working beautifully, and you have a full target. You also have visual confirmation because you were able to access the video cameras. So when you do your standard report back after the drop scheduled time and you report back to Streetworks, you feed this information to Donald Klein, Papa Bear. This is what you get back. Papa Bear replies after the data is transmitted after about 30 minutes. And you see his face come up on your computer. It's a little bit staticky, but at the close circuit, the connection kind of struggles a little bit, but eventually it kind of corrects. And you see he straightened his glass. You can tell where he is right now in Mexico. It's getting late in the day. It's probably about like 4:30 in the morning his time. He's kind of situating his glasses and rubbing his face a little bit. And he looks and he says, all right. Well, that was fantastic. Well done. I've got some information for you based off of what you sent. So first of all, the male target, the one in the gray suit, is a long-term security detail contracted out from the South Korean private security firm Korea Security Protection Services. His name is Chong Sung-hoon. He's 35 years old, a father of 3, living in Busan on the southeast coast of South Korea. His current contract is with Advanced Geothermic as a personal security. He's been there for about 4 months on his current term and has a history of several 6-month contracts in the last few years before his permanent contract with the current period. Man in the gray suit's security. The accompanying bodyguard at the casino, we've managed to trace the link via Chong's employment with Advanced Geothermics. She is Ku Yujin, founder and CEO of Advanced Geothermics, and the person we believe to be Jijin. Apparently, the security was the person you were looking for, and the man in the gray suit was a decoy.
Yeah, but women don't have pockets.
Well, a quick Google search has revealed that Jijin basically translates from Korean into earthquake, which I can only assume is quite foreboding considering the job that they work. But Jijin is an energy industry mogul with business interests in several areas, including coal and gas, but is recently taking on an interest in greener initiatives and exploring geothermal power generation. Advanced Geothermic's closest security facility is on an island of Hachijojima, which is 200 miles from your current location. And your GPS tracker, by the way, Patch, nicely done. Your GOP tracker has tracked them. They got to the docks about 30 minutes ago and boarded what looks like a boat, and they're on their way to the island now.
They're going to be so disappointed when they look closer at those ships, aren't they?
And I
You
should
could
have
say that.
And I should have guessed it translated to earthquake because Jijin and Jishin are loan words from each other. The exact same word in Japanese pronounced differently. I should have guessed.
Get ready, agents, because the next part of your mission just became an infiltration. And that's where we are going to stop for now, for part 1. You guys, seriously, I just want to tell you something. Because of how you played all those sleight of hand checks, because how you played that, you completely are skipping Act 2 and jumping straight to Act 3 because you successfully identified the target, you acquired the chip, and you did it all without tipping them off. That could not have gone any better. All 4 of you did brilliantly. Of course, you did deprive us of a chase scene through the Tokyo streets at high speed, but
What?
Oh, no.
But we did get to finish Notting Hill, and I will
that's
say,
right. You
it's
can
a
take some
classic.
satisfaction. Notting Hill was finished, Patch, so it's okay.
Can I get
The
a
funny
boat
thing
chase
is-
or something?
What's that?
Helicopters? Maybe
know?
skateboards.
We'll have to see. The quick start. The beauty thing about quick starts is they're guides to adventures. They're not necessarily written in stone. I went off script a little bit here. Who knows what could happen in Act 3? So that'll do it for our first part of our Spy Game one-shot. Part 2 will be coming up next. Stand by. Staying close to your comms. We will see you soon. Transmission closed.